Request, can you do a response video, Harley? Here we are at Cam Nichols, who's also a fellow Aussie YouTuber. And Cam is doing a video here. One of his viewers, sent a picture of a specialized tarmac on the ground. This is I think it's in New York. And it is New York. Yeah, it is New York. It's on a road I've done before. And it's a downhill. And apparently he's doing about 72k an hour. Apparently he gets a rear wheel blowout, and then he's grabbing heaps of front brake, and all of a sudden he hits a pothole. If I'm right, if I remember the story, and then his front wheel explodes, and he had a concussion. So, very lucky, very unlucky, and that's crazy. Anyway, let's listen to what happened here. Let's listen.
Wheel, while I'm pressing the brakes, my front wheel hits another pothole, and my rims come.
He said his front wheel hits another pothole. So maybe what happened? This guy's 100 kilos, so he's got some mass on these lightweight carbon wheels. All right, so he says my front wheel hit another pothole. So I'm not sure. I don't remember this road that very well, but he's hitting holes. This one, it looks pretty deep, especially that end bit there. That looks pretty deep. So if you hit that with the back or the front, that's gonna, that could cause a massive blowout. And if you're 100 kilos, that's a lot of mass. That's a lot of mass. I personally don't sell carbon wheels for that reason. People ask me all the time, and the factories I use for my carbon frames, they sell Chinese. And so they sell carbon frames, and they're like, "How do you want to?" I'm like, no, I don't. I mean, I use carbon rims myself, but I don't recommend them for most people. I mean, if you're a 70 kilo climber, okay. If you're a crit racer and you've had a bit of experience with crashing and how to carbon wheel, okay. But for the average person, I don't recommend carbon wheels at all. I recommend alloy. Just get alloy rims. If you don't have to worry about this, alloy rims are lighter than carbon rims, with the exception, 99% of the time, alloy rims. I shouldn't say 99%. Most of the time, no, it depends on the wheel. Like if you get like a lightweight 380 gram, 420 gram alloy wheel, there's not many carbon rims as light as that. All right, there's not many, and if they are, they're going to cost like insane amount of money, unless you buy from Firesports.com or Yoleo.com or Ishin.com, Ishinbike.com rather. Lightcarbon.com. They are Chinese OEM manufacturers that sell really good quality stuff, but understand, if you're 100 kilos, I don't recommend you should be riding carbon wheels. In my experience, I wouldn't sell them to you. I'd be like, I don't feel safe selling some of these wheels. Because if you hit a big hole at speed, kaboom. So our friend here, his name's John, so I think his name's John, but he's very, very lucky that, unlucky and lucky. Okay?
80 shattered in 3 pieces.
So the front wheel exploded in 3 pieces upon impact. That sounds about right. These wheels are super lightweight rims. They're just not designed for. They're not designed for 100 kilos. I mean, 70k an hour down a hill hits a pothole, 100 kilos. I'm laughing not at the situation, but I'm just laughing at that. That's like a recipe for disaster. That's a recipe for disaster. Let's listen more.
So I end up landing on my fork, and my friends were telling me that I did 4 or 5 flips all the way.
This is why you wear your helmet, kids. I hope he's wearing gloves too. Wow, yuck. So he's hit his head on the left side there. Always wear your helmet. You just never know. Make sure your helmet fits you.
So I stopped, and they told me that I was.
Oh, he wasn't wearing gloves. Oh, sheesh. People always wear gloves. I mean, you might see me riding an upper hill with no gloves, but I'm putting them on for the downhill. People are like, that's wussy, mate. I mean, I've had the nastiest crash I ever had was 300 meters from home. All right, I'm going to pick up some pizza. It's one of the worst crashes I've ever had, and my palms would have got shredded if I hadn't been wearing gloves. So, no gloves, man. Ouch.
Unconscious for like 3 minutes. And after that, I hardly remember what happened.
So pretty full on, huh? Now just know that the photos I was able to share with you there were taken by John's friends.
Okay, so and then Cam talks to Rao, and who's from Melbourne, another Aussie. So the Aussie YouTubers, mate, we're representing. What's going on? Did I start this craze? Where's Cycling Maiden? What's he's doing? We've got Lantern Rouge. The Aussie YouTubers, man, we're taking over. So Cam goes in and talks about Mavic and things like that, and some good tips. But yeah, what's my tip? Let's go back to this wheel here. This is what we don't want to have happen. Don't use carbon rims if you look like a football player. You know, if you could be a bouncer at a nightclub, don't wear carbon rims. If you could look like a jockey, then okay. You don't. There's no advantage to carbon rims, man, except for Instagram looks. There's plenty of better options out there alloy wise. You've got Kinlin, you've got H Plus Sun, you've got Spinergy make a good wheel. The Spinergy Z Lite, they're really strong. The Spinergy GX if you want disc brake for your gravel bike. But carbon rims, I mean, I've got lightweights, I've got Envies, I've got Zips. What else have we got? We've got Fast Sports, we've got Yishin, we've got Yo-Yo. I've got all the bling, and the Chinese stuff, I'll be honest with you now, the Chinese stuff's taken over, all right? There's Envy, Zip, lightweight, it's RIP. It's RIP. The quality that's coming out of China now and the service you get, no, it's game over. It's game over, in my opinion, for these big brands. I had a problem with my Zip hub, exploded, spokes flying everywhere. Natasha was riding the bike. I bought it as a legit product, wasn't counterfeit. Bought it from a Zip dealer, brand new, on a bike, OEM, and just the shittiest service from Australian support as Zip. So, but yeah, they did replace a recall hub that was sent back for recall. They replaced that, which, yeah, good, thanks. But when it comes to the genuine warranty of the hub actually exploding, it was like no love there at all. So I've got a bike basically sitting there with a broken rear zip hub, just waiting to not sure what to do with it. Anyway, the Chinese are coming in, taking over with quality product at a crazy price and great service. So yeah. Anyway, that's just unfortunate. Good thing he's doing okay. Concussion ain't no joke. I've got more respect for concussion than ever before after getting attacked by that ice rat back in January from behind. Always wear your helmet. You don't know if ice rats are around. They're going to attack you from behind. You don't know if you're going to hit a pothole. You don't know if a kangaroo or a deer is going to come at you. Wear your gloves, man. Wear your gloves. I hope this guy's hands aren't too munched up either, And that bike as well, that fork, you wouldn't be riding that. The frame, I wouldn't ride that frame ever again. I would cut it up, put it on the wall, or, I mean, you could put a different fork in there, but that seat post, that bike would have flipped, and I dare say would have flipped. So yeah, it would have flipped around. So then all the carbon's compromised, the bars, the stem. The cranks, if it depends if the cranks hit the ground, would have been bent. So now your Q factor's off, so when you're pedaling, get a tendonitis in your knee. So this is, bikes aren't designed to be crashed, especially at this level, speed and with 100 kilo of bulk, mass, muscle, robustness, it's no joke. And these Ultegra carbon cranks, Ultegra cranks as well, always check them for cracks, because they do crack. All right, just Google up cracked Shimano Dura-Ace crank or cracked Shimano Ultegra crank. They crack. The latest ones crack. All right, all the 11-speed Dura-Ace and Ultegra are at risk of cracking. So if you hear any ticking sounds, check your cranks. Drop them out. Drop your cranks out. Check the spindle. Check both arms, because they have been cracking. Anyway, this is the deal. This is the power of social media, is these things can happen and it gets public, and then people can learn from it. And that's the problem with Gen 1 product. It's like, it may have passed QC tests, but it hasn't passed real world tests. That's with my frames that I sell, Pragma bikes. These are frames that have passed not just QC, but they've passed real world riding conditions, And that's what matters to me. I don't care about quality control, because that is factory level. I care about, has this product been used and abused in the real world? If it has passed that test, then I'm in. Otherwise, I don't want to be the guinea pig for Mavic or Specialized or Shimano or whoever. Trek, Cannondale, blah, blah, blah. These big corporations who are just under the pump to put out new product all the time, from the consumer wants to buy new stuff. And it's like, I understand that as well. It's, anyway, that's another video topic. This is how to avoid your carbon wheels from exploding. Don't ride them, man. Don't ride carbon if you're over 70, 80 kilos. Just don't. It's not worth the risk.